Good afternoon. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Oluwayemi Adelakun. Vice President Kashim Shettima, in response to the tragic attack by Boko Haram insurgents in the Darajama community, Bama local government area of Borno State, has offered deep condolences to the bereaved families, assuring them that the federal government is committed to bringing the perpetrators to justice. Shettima expressed confidence in the armed forces' capacity to overcome the security challenges facing the state, citing President Tinubu's approval for the acquisition of additional drones and his directive for all security agencies to intensify and review their operational strategies. The Vice President highlighted the federal government's consideration of establishing state police and emphasized Tinubu's position that security challenges in some Nigerian states require specialized units that understand local terrain, culture, and can effectively network at the grassroots level. Armed troops are the weekend swooped on terrorists, bandits, and other criminal elements across the country, killing many and seizing arms and ammunition. Army spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele gave account of how the criminals were neutralized in the northwest, northeast and north central, with claims to have rescued many kidnapped victims, recovered assaulted firearms and seized illicit substances. According to her, in the northeast, troops of 170 Task Force Battalion, supported by Civilian Joint Task Force and vigilantes, engaged terrorists at Imemuse in Chibok local government of Borno State, neutralizing one and seized an AK-47 rifle, magazine and 24 rounds of ammunition. The Executive Director of the International Center of Excellence, Professor Alashle Abimiko, observed that similarities among different Lassa virus strains offer hope for a single vaccine to protect against the disease across West Africa. Abimiko made this known to newsmen in Abuja ahead of the Institute's third annual scientific symposium to hold on Monday and Tuesday. She upped on the Institute's focus areas in tackling infectious diseases prevalent in the region, said the center had conducted a study on both the virus and the rodent that transmit Lassa fever to better understand how strains vary across states and countries. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has denied a report that it could short its petrol unit for 2 to 3 months, according to the spokesman of the Dangote Group, Anthony Chijina, who described the report as fake. It had been earlier reported that the petrol unit of the 650,000 barrel per day Dangote Refinery will be short for 2 to 3 months for repairs, quoting Industry Monitor reports. However, Chijina debunks the claims, describing them as fake news. In another development, the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers President Williams Aporea declared that it will still embark on strike despite the intervention of the federal government to address the grievances of the union, a development that could lead to fuel scarcity. In the decisive move to address the ongoing clashes between herders and farmers in the southwest region, conflicts that have resulted in significant loss of life and property, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, with the support of the Council of Fulani Chiefs of southwest Nigeria, has taken bold steps to tackle these issues head-on. During a meeting in Lagos, members of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association voiced their concerns over the growing criminal activities, including banditry, kidnappings and farmland destruction, which have been linked to the Saki Fulani of Lagos, and chairman of the Southwest Fulani Council of Chiefs condemned the farmer-herder conflict associated with the Fulani community. The group called on security agencies to identify and apprehend the criminal elements and their accomplices within the host communities.
Charged the security agencies, especially the Office of the National Security Advisor, to be deeply committed to fishing out the criminal element and their conspirator within the host communities, while we charge media houses to report responsibly to mitigate ethnic.
As you heard on news recently, so many people are apprehended in connection with the business of bringing in banditry, especially in Kwara State. And this is why His Eminence, the chairman of the council, is dragging the attention of the community leaders all in Southwest they should be able to scrutinize and collaborate with this council in making sure they get the right person at the position.
The association urged for peaceful coexistence between the Fulani and the host communities. The Oyo State Police Command has arrested a landlord and his associate in connection with the death of a tenant identified as Olayeni in the Oriyogi area of Ibadan, the state capital. According to the command spokesperson, Adewale Osifeso confirmed that Olayeni was allegedly struck by his landlord's associate during a dispute over his inability to pay rent, which led to the tenant's death despite effort by emergency responders. Meanwhile, the incident has now reignited public debate over the rising cost of house rent across Nigeria, which calls for government intervention to prevent avoidable clashes between landlords and tenants. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project have filed a lawsuit against the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission over its plan to increase the salaries of top political and public office holders in the country. The association described it as unlawful and inconsistent with the Nigerian Constitution and the RMAFC Act in the suit filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja. According to SERAP, allowing the pay rise would violate fundamental principles of equality and non-discrimination enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution and international human rights obligations. On the foreign scene, in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the M23 rebel group has recaptured the town of Shoa in North Kivu province just a day after it briefly fell under control of the Congolese army and pro-government Wazalendo militia, according to reports. Residents stated that the rebels launched a surprise offensive early Sunday, forcing the Wazalendo to retreat from the Gold Cobalt and Tantalum Ridge region. Meanwhile, the Congolese government, the United Nations and Western nations have accused Rwanda of backing M23, a claim Kigali strongly denies. However, Congolese army officials have slammed the rebel attacks as a blatant violation of both the Washington and Doha peace agreement, underscoring the fragile state of security in the region. Thousands of young Nepalese marched in the capital, Kathmandu, demanding that the government lift its ban on social media platforms and end the culture of corruption pervading the country. Waving national flags, Generation Z demonstrators claim that several social media sites, including Facebook, YouTube and X, have been inaccessible to Nepal since Friday after the government blocked 26 unregistered platforms. However, in a recent statement, the government said it respected freedom of thought and expression and was committed to creating an environment for their protection and unfettered use. The government cited a rise in online fraud and money laundering as one of its reasons. Talking sports, Tottenham have confirmed two expressions of interest in acquiring the majority stake in the club have been unequivocally rejected. According to the board, who maintains that Tottenham is not for sale. Despite expressing interest, former joint Newcastle owner Amanda Staveley is expected to make a statement on Monday, saying that she does not intend to take over at Spurs following the departure of former chairman Daniel Levy on Thursday after nearly 25 years in a row. From reports, the two parties have until 5 p.m. on October 5 to either announce a firm intention to make an offer for the company or to announce that they do not intend to make an offer. You can follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news updates on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Oluwayemi Adelakunse. Thank you for watching and good afternoon.